Now let us proceed further. Today we are going to cover up the topic data analytics life cycle. So you're going to study the cycles that are there in your data analytic. Basically, this is divided into six different phases. So if you talk regarding the first phase, that is your discovery phase. Now what has at this particular phase, in discovery phase, we are going to take the domain knowledge. So whatever is the domain knowledge, as the word term says, that we are discovering something, and we are trying to take all the data sets or the knowledge that is there. So in this particular discovery, we need to see all the domains that we have and acquire the knowledge regarding the domain. When you're acquiring the knowledge regarding the domain, the important thing is that what all are the resources that are required, right? So you need to see the requirement of the resources that are there and accordingly collect the resources. You need to collect the data. When you're talking regarding the data, as I've told you yesterday also, that we have different data that are available. So you can see, you can have the data from your social medias, your Facebook, that is your Facebook, Twitters and all. You can take the data from your YouTube. From the internet, you can see there is a huge amount of petabytes of data that is available to us. So accordingly, we need to find out what particular data will be used. So under your first phase, you're going to see the domain that is there, resources, and the data that will be required. Also, we need to see that which all people, or you can say that the stakeholders that are that are there. And when you're talking regarding the stakeholder, that means we need to categorize the people based on that. So if you see, we have, when you're designing a particular program or when you're working on a project, you will have different people working on it. So you will have a testing team, you have a developing team, and you have a marketing team, and so on. So what is happening in this particular, when you're talking regarding the people, we are going to see all the stakeholders that are involved in this particular analysis. Then in your discovery, the main thing that you need to see is that framing of the problem. What this means is that you need to have your statement clear. Problem statement should be clear. And you should also have a knowledge regarding whether this type of problem is being solved by any other company, or we can have different solution for that particular problems. So the first thing that you need to see is that whether this particular type of problem has already been handled by any of the companies. If it is handled, what type of solutions they are using. If it is not there, or if the problem is never handled by any of the companies, then what type of problem you can face. So you need to analyze this particular problem. So basically you're saying that you need to have your statement clear along with the study of the statement, whether this particular type of problem has been occurred or not. So this is your first phase. Now when you talk regarding the second phase, it is your data preparation. Data preparation. Now basically in this case, we are having four major tasks that need to be done. That is ETL. I'll explain what is that. First is ETL, then is your data conditioning, data cleaning, and data selection. Fine. Now, what exactly this ETL is? As the name suggests, it is extract, transform, and load. So basically what we are trying to do is that we are converting the data to an acceptable format. So you can get a huge amount of data in various formats. So what you're trying to do is that you're going to extract the data that is there and then convert it into an acceptable format such that it will be used for the further processing. Prerna, Prerna, mute yourself. Yeah. to an acceptable format. Once this particular thing is being accepted, what we are going to do is that we are going to load it in other phases. So in ETL, we are going to extract the data, transform it into the form that has been required and load it to the other phases. So this is your data preparation. The second major thing in data preparation is your data conditioning. What this data conditioning means is that, now if you see, let us assume that you have a data in which the measurement is meter, centimeter, then it is in feet, or so on. Okay, now you can see there is a variation in the types of measurement that has been done. And if there is a variation in the type of measurement, naturally the output that will be generated will have variance output. So what we need to do is that we need to maintain a standard such that we get the similar output whenever an input is being provided. So what we need to do in this is a simple example that I'm talking about. This may not be that type of example in your data science. There is used variation in the data. So the data that will be used will have other condition. This is just for example, I'm explaining you that if this was the situation, that what would happen. So if the input given is in meter, centimeter, feet and all, correspondingly, if you give 10, then it may take meters, it may take centimeter, and accordingly it will take. So accordingly it will generate an output which will vary, isn't it? So what we try to do is that we will convert this particular entire stuff into a single format. This is called as a data conditioning. Why data conditioning is used? Such that you get an output for whatever input you are getting. I give 10, so it will be naturally be, let us assume that I'm assuming it in meter. So always it will be in meter, and then correspondingly it will generate an output based on that, right? So there will be consistency in the data, and also we can see that there should be consistency in the parameters that are being used. Now, when we are talking regarding data cleaning and data selection, this type of data, this phase is used basically when you have a redundant data. Also, you can see if there is a irrelevant data that is being used. So as I have told you, what's a irrelevant data? अगर मुझे कोई क्लास का इंफॉर्मेशन निकालना है, say I want to talk regarding BE class, then I will not be worried about the sports data. I will not be worried about the data in the college regarding any other stuff. Okay. I will only be concentrating on this particular data. So what we are trying to do is that we are selecting which is the particular correct data for obtaining the result. Similarly, when you're talking regarding data cleaning, अगर example बोलती हूँ, अगर duplication of data रहेगा, मान लो साक्षी कुलकर्णी, there are people like this. Also, you can see there is a duplication of the data for, let us say, KEF. You can see the same name is been repeated so many times, isn't it? So there is no point in keeping so many rows. Instead of your class trend now becoming 75, I can see the rows having, say, 105 data. So wherever there is a redundancy of the data or there is a duplication of the data, I will try to solve that there should not be any duplication that can occur, right? So that is related to your data cleaning. So your second phase is data preparation. It will consist of ETL, data conditioning, data cleaning, and data selection. Now let's come to your third phase. Now this third phase is your model planning. So once your data is being provided, once you know now a correct data is given to your model, then what type of model to be used? So you can have different algorithms that are there. There is clustering, association rules, regression, classification, etc. Okay. So with this, what we can do with the data that has been obtained, you can apply the different algorithms that are there based on the conditions that are there. So as I've yesterday also explained you, so what was clustering? Clustering was your grouping of data, isn't it? So example was your k-mean cluster. In this, what you are doing? You are clustering few of the items. So if this is your blue color item, example I'm saying, this is your, let us say, brown color items, and this is your, let us say, yellow item. So accordingly, whenever a new instance has been coming, we are going to see which particular item is going to lie in this particular category, right? So when a new instance is coming, whether it will be in your blue, whether it will be in your brown, whether it will be in your yellow, which cluster it will be placed. So accordingly, we are going to categorize a particular instance that is coming into your different clusters. When we have talked regarding the regression, I have told you there will be two types of regression, that is your linear regression and there will be your logistic regression. In linear regression, what did I say? If you have a variables, say x and y, and you have an equation of the line y is equal to mx plus c. If this is your equation of the line, then if you want to find the value of y, then accordingly you should know the value of x. So what we are going to do is that whatever instances are given, see I'm talking, this is an given instances which will form yours as a training data set. तो जो भी ट्रेनिंग डेटा सेट से हमें इंस्टेंसेस मिलेंगे, उस इंस्टेंसेस से वी आर गोइंग टू प्लॉट दिस पर्टिकुलर लाइन एंड देन वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड द लाइन ऑफ रिग्रेशन. Once this line of regression is been given, we can automatically find कि इस particular y के लिए what will be my, for a particular x, what will be my particular y value, isn't it? So we can use this particular equation. Now this is a simple equation that we have taken, but this cannot be so simple. There will be much changes into the given equation when we are forming a model. This model has been formed, as we know, this is an equation of the line, and accordingly we can find the values of the dependent variable, that is y is your dependent variable and x is your independent variable. अभी इसका एक बेस्ट एग्जांपल बताती हूँ. अगर x आपका से एडवर्टाइजमेंट है and your this is your increase in production, इंक्रीज इन प्रोडक्शन. तो देखो अभी कैसे होगा, अगर आप जितने एडवर्टाइजमेंट करेंगे उस अकॉर्डिंग आपका प्रोडक्ट इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. सेल ऑफ प्रोडक्ट, व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग सेल ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. Okay, so if you can see, as many number of times the ad is coming on your television, that many time it goes into the people's mind, and accordingly the sale of the production is increasing. So in this case, x is your independent, because you can do the advertisement, you cannot do the advertisement. That has no relation with the sale. But if you do advertisement, naturally the sale of production is going to increase. So what is there? You will increase the production. So x is your independent variable and y is dependent variable. Accordingly, we can use this particular algorithm. Similarly, when we are talking regarding the association rule, association rules में क्या रहेगा, एक variable दूसरे variable से कितना related है, how much it is related, and it is going to find out what will be the relation when you're talking regarding the association rule. Similarly, classification, you have KNN and different classification methods. So this is the third phase that we are going to deal, in which you're going to have the model of planning. And with that, you're going to select which particular algorithm you're going to work. Now, when you talk regarding the fourth phase, it is your model building. Now we have used the different algorithms that are there. Now what is our main concern is to build the model. So in this case, basically we are focusing that we have to build a building of model. So you can see whenever you're talking regarding y is equal to mx plus c, this is a model that has been created for the line. And this particular model is created at this particular phase. That is the fourth phase of your data analyticals. Also, what we need to check is that execution of model or methods. And then that means this model is working or not, we need to check it out. And also in this particular phase, we are going to check out the hardware and parallel processing. What this means is that if you consider any of the example in which there is a way in which you can increase the execution of your program using different hardware. If you consider GPU, graphical processing unit, this will provide you faster gaming, isn't it? तो यहाँ से हम लोग अभी GPU के लिए इसलिए जाते हैं because we have provision in which you can have fast gaming that can be done, isn't it? So whenever a model was being created, they would have tested, okay, can there be a method in which we can increase the speed of this particular game? So they have changed the hardware, isn't it? So they have come to conclusion that this can be done. Also, they will go on checking whether there can be some parallel processing that can be done, right? So in this particular phase, they are going to execute the program, also check whether there can be some technique by which you can improve the program speed, may it be by your parallel processing or by hardware that are required or any other stuff that can be done. This is your fourth phase. When you come to the fifth phase, it is your communication results. Okay, so once this particular model has been created, once the output has been generated, we are going to check whether the given model is a success or a failure. That means when your example, if you're using a gaming program, you are using normal CPU and executing the program. When you use GPU, what is the output? Whether using the GPU has given you some particular benefit in that particular gaming, that we are going to check. So here it is checking that whether there will be a success or failure for this particular model and by using the different hardwares that are there. Also at this particular phase, we are going to see the key finding, business values, and summarizing narrative to stakeholder. So you're going to explain everything to the stakeholders regarding the findings that you have obtained from the fourth phase. Now, when you talk regarding the sixth phase, the sixth phase deal with operationalize. Now, what this is operationalize is that final report or briefing. So once your entire project has been done, you have come to fifth phase and you have got that the success, the program that you have generated and the hardware that you have used is a success. Then you will hand over the entire document, why we were doing everything this, such that you give it to the customer, isn't it, to the user that are there. So at this particular phase, what you're going to do is that you will do a final submission to all the stakeholders that are there, or in other word, when you are you can say the end user that is there. So the final submission to the user is been done at this particular phase. A final report has been generated, entire briefing for this particular program or whatever is been developed. It may not be a program, it may be an entire project, it may be anything, a gaming project, any other project. So it will be given to the user. Also, for this submission, the code and technical document will be given to the end users. So the final report, which consists of everything, is been given to the end users along with the technical documents that are there. So these are the phases of your data analysis, right? Now, as per syllabus, we have to see the case study of GINA. How this